We are advancing many hyperreal models in our lack of understanding natural law. I want to go on record saying radiation from millimeter microwave frequencies causes infertility, neurological disorders, and DNA damage, leading to cancer. This is not written to disrespect the smartphone user. The smartphone was used in the production of this material, mostly in airplane mode. The intent is to spread an awareness that the problem that will soon be recognized in the world, a rise in cancer and the inability to procreate, will not be fixed at the level government claims to be able to fix it with regulations. This is to spread an awareness that the said problem that everyone is going to be going through was not caused by government and the wireless industry. The disease is the effect, not the cause. The cause of this catastrophe is the same as the cause to all other self-inflicted suffrage. We ignore natural law. Human beings are meant to be free. We live in a time when governmental authority is considered natural. Government is taken by everyone as part of reality that needs to be understood in order to remain free by knowing the law is not to break. However, this unnatural law is man's law, not natural law. Chaos is produced through negative natural law expressions. Chaos is all around us. This we are kept in chaos. We are kept in chaos by generating fear, ignorance, and confusion. Manifesting chaos will not look like chaos in a hyper-real world. It will look normal because we have become accustomed to living under unnatural law. While it is possible to work with the growing wireless technology to minimize exposure, we are being subjected to new technology before evidence proves side effects are safe. Regardless to the reputed amount of harm associated with the technology before research has taken place, popular belief should not influence science. Based on the assumption government would not allow industries to have a dangerous product on the market, the consumer assumes untested frequency spectrums must be safe. Government is thought by the governed to operate in respect to their safety. However, the current industry's safety standards are outdated and were figured through experiments designed with a flawed core understanding of electromagnetic frequencies. If black mold is present, a building is vacated to prevent people from being exposed. Millimeter microwave radiation is more dangerous than black mold. You are not able to relocate away from the infrastructure. Imagine you meet someone and they invite you over for some tea. They live in a mansion and the basement floor is covered in black mold up to the top of the walls. The people living in the mansion do not know the dangers of black mold. Do you present the evidence they need to see? The spectrum of electromagnetic frequency 5G uses has been known to cause disease since the 50s, and government-funded studies looking into the radiation for use in the warfare. Industry leaders are avoiding biological studies, and this is bringing us into a military-industrial takeover. Fiber optic cables are being laid where I live in Jacksonville, with stub-outs coming out of the ground where small cell towers will be. I travel a lot for work and I see new small cell towers every day. The goal is to have a global smart grid starting with tens of thousands of satellites in low Earth orbit and millions of small radioactive devices to beam the millimeters. The wireless waves used now are broadcasted at 0.5 to 0.8 megahertz. The wave of the 5G spectrums are so compact they resemble a beam. The beaming of data to transfer the specific devices is called beamforming. The new frequencies are 15,000 times higher of a frequency, 39 gigahertz. The millimeter microwave is stronger when pulsed. Pulsing millimeter waves has never been tested as far as it affects human health. All legitimate, peer-reviewed, non-industry funded research on microwaves has been done so on non-pulsed millimeter waves. Pulsed millimeter waves can only be tested through application because of the infrastructure it depends on. Wireless regulations vary by country. USA standard is 1,000 megawatts times centimeter squared. The second highest is 200 megawatts centimeter squared. U.S. military research showed the technology can stop the beating heart of a rat from zero point 0.6 megawatts centimeter squared to control specific behaviors of rats with 8 megawatts centimeter squared. 1975 scientists put dye in the brains of rats and saw the dye would cross the blood-brain barrier during exposure. In 1996, the Telecommunication Act is a law that was passed that protects wireless providers from being held accountable for the effects of electromagnetic frequencies by putting small cell antennas in neighborhoods, schools, offices, and homes. Neurological and psychological effects on the nervous system from electromagnetic radiation starts low and develops into chronic conditions. And we know eliminating the exposure stops further harm, but long-term development is irreversible. Common complaints are being tired, depressed, unable to sleep, focused, or piece together memories. Rats become sterile and infertile after being exposed for 5 generations. They developed and suffered from diseases, neurological disorders, birth defects. They developed disorders from that point. The highest scientific office in the United States, National Institute of Health, concluded 7 types of cancer caused by electromagnetic frequencies: brain, heart, pancreas, liver, prostate, adrenal, pituitary. Independent studies also show genetic damage, premature aging, and neurological disorders, including ADHD, Alzheimer's, and autism. These are the first cities that are being used to going to activate 5G. Chicago, Illinois, Minneapolis, Denver, Colorado, Providence, Rhode Island, Atlanta, Georgia, Cleveland, Ohio, Dallas, Texas, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, New York, Kansas City, Phoenix, Arizona, Washington, D.C., Fort Worth, Texas, Jacksonville, Florida, Indianapolis, Louisville, Kentucky, New Orleans, Charlotte, North Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina, Oklahoma City, Houston, Texas, San Antonio, Texas, Waco, Nashville, Tennessee, Orlando, Florida, San Diego, California, San Francisco, California, San Jose, California. It's deeper than black and white. It's a problem with the mind of the whole world. We are being made to live in radiation, and people should not be okay with that. But being aware with this is not going to stop the problem. Only when the authority is abandoned will people be able to take back their own personal responsibilities. By not investing it in government, then we will not so mindlessly eradicate ourselves out of existence. That was taken.